Oh.
Hey everybody, it's Jared with Ductless Plus. Always remember, wear your safety gear. Your glasses, your ear muffies, your glovesies. See vices like this. Don't stick your finger in here and crush it. You don't want to do stuff like that.
No.
What?
I don't know.
So who is this?
This is Cody. So Cody's working with Ductless Plus now. So anyway, we're going to talk about this video that we're going to shoot today. Basically, we installed a 4-port system for this customer. It probably couple years ago now, and he didn't want to use all 4 or 5 of the ports. We just did 4 of the heads originally, but now since his basement's finished and he's got a little area over there where he's got a pool table set up, he actually wants us to add a 5th one. So this is kind of actually what we're really good at. When we originally did the install, we did it in a rough stage. There was no drywall up. This was a rough basement that was getting finished, but now that it's finished, this is really what we're good at. So we're gonna tie in these last 2 ports right here. So this is the 5th port on the branch box right there, and that's gonna be the port that we're gonna be running to. We're gonna be doing another ceiling cassette in here as well. So he's got 4 ceiling cassettes in here already. And come on, I'll kind of walk you through what we did. So I don't think anybody's in here right now. So we did 1 head right there. You can see it right up there. That's our number 1 head. When we did, come on this way, you guys. This is a fun little basement. So you gotta remember, if you look in our older videos, you'll find this video where we did this originally. Where we did 1 here. This is for this little kind of relaxing area, socializing area where the bar is. And then he's got his exercise room here. We put 1 in right here. We tried to put it above the window, so all right, you guys ready for a surprise? Are you ready for a surprise? All right, here we go. Okay, this is the cool one. Don't get his name. I don't want you giving up his name. Tiger Woods don't live here, though. So. But this is his golf room. He really loves his golf room. We put a head right up there. He actually had a professional artist come in here and paint this. It's his favorite little room in the world down here. He's got his little golf room set up and all that fun stuff. But I don't know if anybody knows what this bird is right here. Leave a comment, and if you do, we'll give you $100 off a ticket. Give you a little extra cash back, okay? But so this is his little room. It gets a little hot in here, especially when you're cracking some balls all day long, and you're getting hot. You wanna have an air conditioner. So, wait, that's this room. We'll turn them off. Come on, get out of there, Don. We don't want nobody to know we're in there. So now, and I did try to get him to do it originally, but we just didn't feel like we needed it. But now we're going to do it. We're going to put 1 right here, center of these 2 lights, so it kind of shoots down here in this little pool area. So, but that's what we're doing right now today. So we're going to hop up here. Don's going to set up a camera. He's going to show you how we set up the template. We already kind of found the center point already, but now we're going to want to find the joist up there, cut it out. Be careful when you do some stuff like this. I'm 99% sure that there's nothing in there as far as like water lines or anything, but this house does have in-floor, so he does got in-floor radiant boiler in there, loops in the upper part of that ceiling, so we're not going to want to go too far up there. So always be careful when you're cutting out stuff. Just cover up everything. Got a little cover for his pool table he supplied us with. Okay, so we kind of already found the center spot here. So what I'm gonna do is I want to cut this little hole over to the next joist bay where I'm gonna hit the joist itself. And then what we do is we'll cut across this way and we'll make like a little T from the center location. And then once we do that, we're gonna grab the template right here and we're gonna put it up there and we're gonna trace it out. And once we trace it out, and we're gonna move the insulation over, and then we're gonna build the bridge, get all that going, and run the pipe and the drain line and the communication cable, and then we're gonna tie it into that branch box. But this is gonna be the first video of this. This is basically how you retrofit in a finished basement, okay? And what we did is we made sure there's a joist bay going all the way into that mechanical room. So basically we know we're gonna be able to catch that and catch the pipes and everything in there. So are you guys ready? We love cutting drywall in a finished basement. Hey, it's Jared again, obviously with Cody and Don the cameraman. Remember, the cameraman always survives. I guess that's a thing on YouTube. He never dies. But anyway, I really like these narrow tipped blades when you're doing any kind of drywall cut. The reason why is, especially when you get to a corner, it makes it easier to spin and rotate. You'll go down, you'll lift it up, make it a little wide, but then you'll pull it down, and then you can rotate that corner really easy. Then you don't have to do another back cut. So I'll kind of show you this, and I just learned that over the years of doing HVAC. So I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna cut to Cody, and we're gonna come back. Okay, so now that we cut the drywall out and we know we got the bay that's going to go straight into that mechanical room, we need to just move this insulation out. I'm going to show you kind of a trick that we've used throughout the years to also get this pipe through here. Sometimes you got to do like an additional cut to maybe get over a joist or something, but we've learned different techniques throughout the 30 years I've done heating and air on how to get stuff in tricky wise without trying to add any more work for yourself. So always take the extra minute or two to think about it before you just go and do it. I know you're gung-ho, you want to get the job done, but just think about it, because taking a little bit of time and precaution is going to save you some work, okay? So just be very patient when you do retrofitting. We now have the hole cut. We're going to end up just kind of like pushing this insulation up out of the way. I want to kind of move it more this way because we're going to need that void, and then that way is going to be the tricky part. So I'll show you how we do that after we get this thing going. So see this, you guys? This is something that you're gonna run into. Did we know the wire was up there? No, we didn't. We had no idea. If you run into a wire and let's say it's real low, fortunately enough, the electrician left us a lot of play both ways. Say it's really low like this, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna fix that? You can't just cut it and wire nut it. You'd have to put it in a junction box of some kind and tie it in. I really highly don't recommend that, but if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. We've had to do that several times. But look, there's plenty of room. And we only need 8 inches. So 8 inches to the top. Cody, do you got your Fabby Dabby tape measure that actually works? Your mine doesn't work because it's not a Fat Max. Look, it's a Stanley Fat Max, you guys. It's good. So what we did is we identified the joist bay that's going to lead us into this one right here. We're off a bay. I'm just kidding. If we're off a bay, we're in trouble. So anyway, what you want to do is make sure you just measure everything. We actually did that with a tape measure earlier, but we know we're in this bay right here. If you look over here, there's a beam and it goes out and catches the load for that other beam over there. So if we were trying to sneak it in there, it'd be really tight, but we also know there's wires in there, there's lights, there's cams. Let's just avoid that. Go over one bay, okay? Don't put yourself in a position where it's going to be difficult for you to actually run your pipes and everything. Find the best, most open spot, that's going to work. I don't know about you guys, but I really do like Step Brothers. Remember, prestige worldwide. We're talking about finances, entertainment, mechanical, heating, air conditioning, and sawzalls. So let's go cut this out. So you can glue them together, but if you're gentle with them, you know, or you can tape them, but you never know. Let's see. We might have to glue it, depending on what we got here. Hold on a second. Got that. You know what? I think we should glue it. All right. We're gonna glue it. I don't want to risk it. So if you look at a coupling, just glue a coupling on here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this as a long snake, okay? We're gonna throw that in there, and it's gonna get us all the way to that other hole. We know that we've already gotten a full length already because I got it to here, so. So we glued it together. Now we know that it's not going to come apart. We're just going to let that set up for just a few seconds here. I'm not a big fan of the regular cement. I like the heavy duty cement. This is actually the regular cement. It's good for, you know, just simple stuff. But if you're looking for a heavy duty glue and something that's going to bond like immediately, especially like in an attic, if it's really hot in an attic in the middle of the summer, it's 120 degrees and plus up there, 140 degrees, sometimes that regular cement doesn't dry as fast. It's kind of weird. And when you put the cement inside a coupling or elbow or any kind of gluable joint, it actually is like a mass, right? So when you put your pipe in there, it actually wants to push the pipe away. So what I like about the heavy duty cement is when you glue it and you stick it in there and you stick that pipe in there and give it a quick little spin, you know, always remember, give it a spin. It helps pop the little bubbles inside the glue. It'll help you out. It'll bond almost immediately. So this should be set up by now, but I'm gonna try to pipe it in and let's see if we can get lucky. See if that'll fit in there. Yeah. Go all the way up. How much? So everybody, once you mark your little squares out right here where your template goes, get some Sammys, or you can do some all thread with some nuts. This one, because of how much room we have, we're just going to use the Sammys. So we just basically drive these in. And they just sit right there, and that's where we run some all thread down to. We're gonna put 4 of them in, we're gonna put some all threads in. We'll show you that when we get to that step. Everybody, so if you're going to be doing a lot of 3/8 nuts and all thread and running it up some rods, get this tool. You can get them on Amazon. It's just it's really cool because you can drive all your nuts up as high as you need them without trying to do it by hand. And then what I really like about it is when we're all done and we got the unit level, we basically will just use this to cinch it down onto the bracket. So it really makes it a pretty cool thing. And then here I'm going to show you, these come with, these washers will come with, you get 4 non-insulated and then 4 insulated. You want to put your insulated ones on the rods first, and you just put them straight up. It's kind of cool. They'll just sit there. They pinch down onto the alternate. So use these first, put them up top. Just like that. Your other washer, these ones go on the bottom. You want these ones on the bottom because you want them to be able to move. You want them to be able to float around. If they don't float around, that's not good, especially on the bottom. You want them to be able to move, and I'll show you why. It helps it to do the adjustment. Boom. So when you're doing your fittings, a lot of guys, especially you do-it-yourselfers, you're gonna use a hand yoke and flare them out. I hate those. I'm just telling you from personal experience. When you hand flare this fitting right here, it's never perfect. You can get the best yoking machine in the world and it's never gonna be perfect. And also the biggest thing that I don't like about when you flare soft copper is you flatten it down really good. Soft copper, basically what happens to it is it will get work hardened, and that little crease that's put in there, and once you cinch down your nut, it can microfracture, crack right there. So Mueller came out with this tool and these nice little flare fittings from ProPress, and these are hard copper. They're rigid. I mean, you're not going to break this thing. I mean, if you broke that, tighten it on there, you're really not doing your job. You're definitely cranking it down too much. Obviously, you should use a torque wrench, but some of these jobs, when these are up in the tight little corners, it's too difficult to get a torque wrench in there. A perfect world, you're gonna have this big old wide open room and you can torque wrench whatever, but that's really not the case. So what you do is always put your fittings on, do a really good pressure test up to 600 pounds of nitrogen, and you know you're not gonna have a leak. So anyway, I just want to show you this. This is the press tool. This is the 3/8 side. They come all the way up to 7/8. Just make sure you're on there nice and square. You're going to drive the button until it releases. Don't push it and then stop. Push it till the machine stops. Okay, ready? Here we go. You're done. Now you switch out the die, put the other die in, and you're good to go. So put it on the 2 rings. What I like about this one versus the other ACR one is it's got 2 gaskets. And then always make sure it's on there, right? Twist it all the way in until it goes to the bottom of that hub. There it is. Grab your insulation and pull it all the way up. Like that. So what I did is when I cut that, I actually pulled the insulation so it went back. You want to do the same thing. You want that insulation covering that pipe as much as possible. Remember, your refrigerant pipes are what causes absorption of heat. So if you've got little spots of non-insulated pipe, you're going to be getting some residual heat from there you don't really want, and you're going to get condensation. So the one on the top right there is the bigger nut, and the one below is the smaller one. So coordinate these just like how they have it there. Get this up. Just hang it upside. Just set it up here. Here you go. Come on up, big guy. There? Yeah. What's going on? One's in. These little ones kind of a waste of time. Hey everybody, so today we're finished. I just wanted to show you the end result. So we ran the line set, we ran the communication cable, we did the drain, we tied it all into the head up there, we used the press fittings. We built the little 2x4 standoff that we used the Sammys to screw up to drop the all thread down. We used the Mitsubishi washers and had some 3/8 nuts. They don't give you the 3/8 nuts, which I think is a little weird, but they give you everything else. But there's the end result. And as you can see, it does take pretty much all day to get one of these in. So typically when customers ask me how long it takes to do a system, let's say if it's a 2 or 3 or 5 zone system, it's typically 1 day per device. So a device is a ceiling cassette, a wall unit, and then obviously for the compressors a day, the line sets are a day. So just depends. It could be, 5 to 7 days to get a full system installed if it's 5 heads or more. You got to realize we're working in your house. We can't come through there and make a bunch of mess. As you can see, if you look around, don't leave a mess. Please, if you're a contractor and you are in people's house, take care of their home. They work hard for their house just like you would for your home. If you had someone come in there, you wouldn't want somebody to make a mess and leave it. Do the extra effort, take the initiative, clean it. Clean while you're working. Like I always tell a lot of my techs or even people I've worked with in the past is, hey, look, there's always something to do. So when you're sitting there and you think there's nothing to do, clean. Just start cleaning, get some stuff cleaned up. But anyway, as you can see, it ended up beautiful. We didn't have any scuffs in the drywall. That's one of the biggest concerns I think people have is, are we gonna have a drywall hole, or do I gotta have drywallers come back, or do we need to repaint the ceiling? No, you shouldn't have any of those things so long as the technician or the company that you had hired came into your house with a great idea of how they're gonna run the pipe and all the controls and everything through the joist. There's techniques that we've learned throughout our career, doing heating and air 32 years like I have. You learn a lot of new techniques and you learn a lot of different things. So, always remember, anything can be done. My dad always said that, just the impossible just takes longer. So always remember that. Don't be nervous to do something. Get up there and cut some drywall out. Do what you got to do to get it figured out, but try to make it as minimal of an impact during your install so you don't have a lot of additional work to do. It costs money. Someone's going to have to come paint. Someone's going to have to do some drywall. Not that we've never had a problem. Trust me, we've had situations where we've got to do some drywall and some paint and stuff like that, but that's just part of that job. Everybody's job's unique and special in its own little way. And always remember, just have really high quality craftsmanship. Don't be the guy that's trying to get it done so quick so you can go home. What are you going to go do when you go home anyway? Play video games? Stay at work and do your job right. Do a good job. I'm going to start making some t-shirts that are going to be called Get to Work and rip it out. But these are our hoodies. If you guys want a hoodie, let us know. We're going to the Mitsubishi conference. We're going to be giving these hoodies out. If you want a hoodie, give us a call. They got the American flag on there. You got to support our country. Without the great country we live in, we wouldn't be able to do the jobs we all have together. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Thanks all the subscribers. Hey, hit the comments out. Give us a like. What to do. Give us a subscription if you can. We really appreciate it. It does help us out. We're trying to get the word out there and teach people about this new technology. As gas becomes less available and as the Department of Energy starts phasing natural gas out, we're totally gonna want to start teaching people more and more about this transition from natural gas to heat pump. This is the genesis of it right now. We're at the very beginning of it. So all you kids, all you young men out there that are looking for a job, go and get a job at an HVAC company. They'll teach you how to do this, or call us. We're always looking for a good tech, and also we're looking for people that want to help us grow. We do want to be a national company one day, so we're in every state where we can actually be doing this work. So if you're interested in any of those things, give us a call. Call me up. I'm Jared. Thank you guys so much.